kind of work I was being offered, and they were like, you could be famous, you could be a star, you could make a lot of money.
No, I think people are quite shameless. They'll come to you with anything.
She has a lot of vulnerability.
भाई साहब आप मेरे पास क्यों आए? हीरो का रोल ऑफर कर रहे हैं? ठीक है, I'll be a man.
Hi, this is Shefali Shah.
Hi, this is Vidya Balan, and you're watching us on IndianExpress.com.
एक था राजा एक थी रानी दोनों मर गए खत्म कहानी ओके वी आर नॉट गोइंग इनटू दीस क्लीशे स्टोरीज because just like a game of chess it's now the queens that rule stories cinema and overall हमारी जिंदगी में and today I Sana Farzeen am in conversation with the leading ladies of Jalsa Shefali Shah and Vidya Balan. Welcome guys, welcome to IndianExpress.com.
Hi Sana, thank you.
First, I want to ask you, being in the industry for so long, when your film is just up for release, what is the emotions that's there? Is there still butterflies in the stomach?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm very anxious and nervous and excited, and I couldn't sleep all night because today we're having our first screening. So we're like,
And I don't know how it is. I'm sure you'll be able to, word this better. But I feel like, or tell me if I'm correct when I say that I feel every film is like delivering a baby.
Totally.
And towards the end, you just feel like,
yes.
bas ho gaya. So there's excitement, there's nervousness. Then since last night, I feel like 18th right now. I wanted to be the 18th, yeah.
Amazing. And of course, people have been talking कि जलसा अमिताभ बच्चन का बायोपिक है, ये भी बोल दिया है लोगों ने. मुन की घर की.
I just want to know who did they think between the two of us could qualify Mr. Bachchan? And you still, I hope they don't realize that I have. Even you did?
What do you have to say about the justification of the title Jalsa for this film?
I want to say that it's not. The word serious has a very boring connotation.
Okay.
So it's definitely not serious. It's intense, it's gripping, it's engaging, it's all that. And as far as the title is concerned, Jalsa normally refers to the coming together of many people, normally for a happy occasion. Here it's an irony of sorts. Because there's one accident that sets into motion that affects the lives of many people, not just the life of the driver and the one who comes out of the vehicle. So it is, again, the coming together of people, but the rest you'll see on the 18th of March on Amazon Prime Video.
What do you have to say about the characters and how it will play out in the film?
I think Maya, in spite of her position, and her positioning might seem like, that she's only a strong woman, but she has a lot of vulnerability.
Right.
And vice versa for Ruxana. So, and like you correctly said, I don't look at it as if black, white, grey. I just feel they're both human. And they have their strengths, they have their weaknesses, they have their flaws, and that's why they're so exciting as characters, So that's the way I see Maya and Ruxana. And like Vidya said earlier, there is this one incident that changes everything. On a certain level, both women have a strong sense of righteousness, but because of the situation, it kind of questions their own sense of morality. Right. It's a conflict not just between all the characters involved, it's internal conflict with each character, where each character has it within themselves.
Maya is someone who's very difficult to read. She is, like you said, a very successful woman, self-made woman, who prides herself on bringing the truth to her audiences, and therefore she is a very dependable voice in the media. And now suddenly with this one accident, her self-image seems to have been shattered.
Right.
I don't want to divulge beyond that, but I think it's interesting because for anyone, all of us, I think, feel that we would react a certain way in a particular situation, but unless you're in it, it's very difficult to say what you'll actually end up doing. And Maya has always thrust the mic in front of people's faces. But now the lens is turned on her. And what is she going to do? So, it's very, she's in a quandary, and that I find very, very fascinating to explore, because I think all of us have been in that place to a greater or lesser degree at some point in our lives.
Right. Shefali, now that you see that the time clock has completely changed and people are looking at you differently, how does that feel? I mean, that entire weight that you have seen over the years.
Worth it.
Firstly, also about time.
About time.
What were they doing with an actor like Shefali Shah, not being given the right kind of roles?
True.
This is beyond me. I'm glad that producers, directors have woken up to the fact that, like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up.
Right.
What do you think? Are
But I feel the same. I just feel derai durust hai,
Right.
And I feel like everyone in my family always used to pick on me, saying, "What do you mean?" I'll say, because I kept saying no.
Yeah.
I kept saying no to work, and I mean the kind of work I was being offered, and they were like, you could be famous, you could be a star, you could make a lot of money, you could be working every day, but you just, I don't know, what are you waiting for? And I said, no, I'll wait, and it's paid off.
Vidya, do you feel because you started off with leading roles and people may not come to you with that, so playing leading roles is also important in the industry, because then that way you're looked at differently?
No, I think people are quite shameless. They'll come to you with anything. There have been times when I've come to me and I've said, it's even happened recently. Yeah, I'm like, भाई साहब, आप मेरे पास क्यों आए? हीरो का रोल ऑफर कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, I'll be a man. So people have no qualms. They take their chances. And I'm absolutely okay with that, because I am a greedy actor.
Right.
You never know. It's not just, I'm not saying I'm not willing to play any character that's not the most important in a film, because if I feel like, oh, this is what I want to dig my teeth into, then I'm absolutely okay. But I'm just saying, people have no qualms.
But that a wait for you is also different. Of course, Shefali was waiting for other things. Vidya, when it comes to you, because that you also have a different kind of a struggle because of the kind of films you want to pick up. Tell us something about that struggle.
No, I don't think it's a struggle, honestly. I have to say that I'm very, very fortunate that even though I entered the industry at 26, when most actresses, begin to, at least used to, slow down, I came in with an author-backed role, and that made all the difference.
Yeah.
And I'm not even from a film background. So to have had that break and to have gotten the kind of work I did, of course there is always trial and error. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. Ups and downs are part of life, but I'm glad for every opportunity and for every piece of work that I've been part of or put out there. It has taken me a step forward always, whether or not it's worked.
Right.
And I have to say that just the roles have only been getting better and more varied over these 14 years. And I'm ever so grateful. And today, initially when I started out, people were saying, oh, she's the only one who's doing it. But today, I was fortunate to be at the right place at the right time. But today, every female actor is playing. And like Shefali was saying, she's probably the first actor who is the busiest after she's entered her 40s. Correct?
Wow. And with the kind of work I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or like playing a lead or a parallel lead. I mean,
Absolutely.
being in the primary characters. If you sat back and thought of it, you think, out of question.
Right.
It comes once in a while. But I'd like to say one thing about what you asked Vidya. She also, not only, she's been gracious in saying she was fortunate, but she has it in her where I think people had to write stuff for her.
Right.
And secondly, she became a hope. Like when I would look, if I had to look at anybody's career, and I would say, I wish I had that.
Wow.
And without any envy. And I feel so good about it.
Right.
Because I was saying, okay, there is a star, but there is an actor. And like, I want to go and see a Vidya Balan film.
Right.
You know, so she's paved that path. I mean, now, over the last 2, 3, 4 years, where people have started writing roles
Absolutely.
for women, etc. But Vidya's been doing it right since she started, and it's so wonderful, it's so inspiring. It just makes you hopeful.
And
You're very kind, thank you.
And along with hopeful, both of you, do you feel a little more pressure now because people are now the flag bearers of female-oriented films, if I may so?
If I may say so, you have to realize we're in our 40s. You don't take pressure in the 40s. You give pressure to people.
I know.
Yeah, really. Exactly. So, no. I feel very grateful that people have a certain standard, or they have expectations.
Right.
But I don't take that pressure. I do exactly what I want to do, and I'm sure that's.
Yeah.
And I want both of you to pick each other's best performances that you've kind of
Okay,
enjoyed.
I'll tell you. There's only one. There's Satya,
Okay.
Dil Dhadakne Do, Monsoon Wedding, Delhi Crime, Ajit Dastan. I haven't watched Human, but I'm sure that will also.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm
and
giving you
Bani
recommendations.
Ki Apni Baat, Hasratein. What is she not good in? I love her work.
Yes,
And
Shefali,
for me,
the
how
music.
long is the show? Because I have a list. I love what Vidya does. I love and admire her so much, not just as an actor, but as a person and as a woman. She's inspiring. Of course, Parinita, I remember the first time I saw her and I was like, oh my God. And I'd seen her in Hum Panch, but just like it was seeing you in full glory.
Also in Hum Panch. I wish you hadn't said that.
Yeah, chashma was curly hair,
Curly hair.
too cute.
Crazy I looked.
No, not at all. Too cute.
Too cute.
And then, of course, everything, Ishqiya and all of it. But what, I was like, I wanted to give a standing ovation when I saw Dirty Picture.
Absolutely.
Not just because of the way she performed it, but because it was such a brave choice as an actor. I mean, I would not have been able to. And I was like, I was whoa, this is something. This is really something. And unapologetic.
Absolutely. And both of you are in your happy 40s, but if you could go back in time and tell the 20 Vidya and 20 Shefali something, what would that be?
It only gets better.
Yes, totally.
Okay. A stereotype, impression or label that is about you that you want to shatter.
That we're serious actors.
Yeah, we're very serious. And we're serious actors, and then that gets interpreted as a person also.
Yeah,
so we're
yeah.
very serious people.
Okay.
Yeah. People are intimidated by me.
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories about me after I've gone and they become friends with me.
Yeah?
Horror stories. Everyone's warned. They are warned on the set.
No, but maybe because maybe because of the performances, it's a happy nervousness that we also have when we have to interview you guys. So that is
Can you
there.
imagine my first day on set with her?
I terrified.
I was nervous.
Yeah. And I just sabotaged and I just totally just gave my attitude.
I wish I was a fly on the set. And since the film talks about truth and lie, one truth that you wish was a lie.
One truth,
One truth that I wish was a lie.
that there's a war going
Yeah.
on in the world.
The last 2-3
Yeah.
years, just they've been crazy. It's just like you think, okay, and it's like it's unimaginable.
Right.
Not only is it unprecedented, but I used to think it's naive.
Yeah.
But you think, nahi, ye nahi hoga.
Yeah.
Pandemic कैसे हो
कैसे?
सकता है? मतलब war थोड़ी ना अब होगा. Like
Absolutely.
everyone, but it's heartbreaking.
Pandemic से बच गए तो क्या? War है ना?
So sad.
That is beyond me.
It's so
Especially
sad.
on the back of the pandemic. Why would you do
Why
that?
would you do that?
True. True.
Yeah.